Welcome, everybody, to the week thus far. Thank you for joining us this evening. We've got a great show for you. Isn't that right, Chad?
We sure do, Dan.
Our guest is Brad Oswald from the Winnipeg Free Press. Followed up with our musical guest, Greg Arcade.
Yeah.
This is awesome. He's returning back. Greg Arcade played for us at our old venue, and fun fact, actually played guitar on the desk and then sat on me while playing guitar and singing. So he's good at that. Yep. Anyways, yep. We're doing a thing here at Week Thus Far where we got a lot of new co-hosts. We're testing some new people out, and this week we've got my man, Chad Anderson.
Yeah, and I'd just like to say we're actually making history tonight. Isn't that right, Dan?
Why is that?
I am the first Aboriginal person on TV.
Wow.
And it's not even a residential school documentary, so.
Hard lessons at the Week Thus Far. Now, Chad, yes, you and I, we live together.
We sure do.
We live with Ryan, who's also on camera, and we live with Craig, who is our director.
And me.
And
don't forget me, because you often do.
Yeah, I tend to. Actually, I forget you so much that today you were there was three of us here, and I was talking about something that the three of us had done, and I was telling Craig, and I said, remember when we did that? And then you were standing right beside me, and for some reason, I just never think about you, Chad.
That's all right, Dad.
You know what
To be fair, you're in your room a lot.
Yeah, that's
stuff,
true.
So.
Yeah, and related to that, you take a lot of dumps, Chad, and that means that because of where my room is located, I taste a lot of your dumps. Through the air, of course. We're talking fecal air. I'm not in there, you know.
How does it taste all right, though?
No, it doesn't taste good at all, Chad.
It tasted good when I was going in, so.
Well, probably, I'd hope so. Now, once upon a time, you and I, actually, first time I ever met Chad was at the Winnipeg's Funniest Person with a Day Job contest.
Who won that one, Dan? Who won that one?
I believe that round was won by Chad. Not for a lack of me trying. I told a story.
To be fair, he told a good story that got him third place. So
and actually, oddly enough, the story was about taking a dump, which is, a great theme that we've established so far.
I can see why, though. Like, a guy wrote some jokes, a guy telling a story. Probably the guy telling jokes is gonna.
I do remember one of your jokes, though. I remember one, and it was that you were in your bedroom, smoking a marijuana cigarette, staring at a Ninja Turtles poster, and it had a maze in it, and then inside of the maze, the Ninja Turtles were there, and then you started flying through the poster.
That was probably the caliber.
My story had layers, people. All right.
Those are some crazy times for me, Dan.
Look, it's neither here nor there. The one thing, though. Oh, we don't continue?
No, to be fair, I have changed a lot since those times, so.
Actually, that's true. You have something to celebrate today?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Or if you're watching at home, yesterday, I will be 2 years sober.
That's right. So I guess you're not telling the Ninja Turtles joke anymore.
No, I'm not. I'm actually telling jokes about, like, having a job. Something you wouldn't know about, I guess.
Like I say, I work on things.
If you call those things Warhammer models, then yes.
Can we beep that out for the women at home? All right. The one thing Chad and I can agree on, though, is we both have a strong love for cats.
We do.
And with that, we'll be back with the news.
Rumors Restaurant and Comedy Club. From November 20th to December 1st, Keith Alberstadt is here. Then, from December 4th to December 15th, from the HBO Comedy Fest, Daryl Lennox. Details online at www.rumorscomedyclub.com.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if I made a giant airship out of denim jeans and started throwing babies out of it, you better believe I'd make the news. And it's time for the news. A woman in Russia is facing charges after she was discovered living in an apartment with her dead husband for 3 years. Universal Pictures have optioned the story for an upcoming film, 3 Years at Bernie's. The British Columbia government has filed a claim with the Supreme Court to seize 2 Hells Angels clubhouses. The government has given no indication whether or not they will seize the gang's Reubens. Oh man, send your emails to Ryan at weekthusfar.com. A Winnipeg man pled guilty to charges of extortion this week after he attempted to blackmail a British school teacher he met on plentyoffish.com by threatening to leak sexually explicit videos of the woman. Police said they were surprised the scam artist had found a person on Plenty of Fish with any sense of shame. Photos of what appeared to be a machine gun, estimated to date back to the 1930s, were spotted in a hiding place at the former restaurant, Shanghai restaurant, on Ellis as it was being demolished last week. And here we thought Shanghai's secret weapon was MSG. An Irish man and British woman were sentenced to 3 months in a Dubai prison for an intimate encounter that occurred in the back seat of a taxi. After originally denying the allegations, the pair's defense fell apart when the man couldn't resist telling the courtroom about the hot British chick he totally hooked up with in a cab over the weekend. Remember where those emails go? A new study that shows grasshoppers are adapting to their courtship tunes to cope with modern sound pollution. Scientists have shown that in order to be distinguishable over urban background noise, grasshopper calls have shifted from the well-known chirping to, "Baby girl, when you gonna let me hit that?" An iconic image of Santa Claus, as described in the classic poem "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," has been given a facelift, as Stop Smoking advocates lobbied to omit the line about Santa smoking a pipe. The revision makes sense given the goal of the advocacy group, but did they really need to make Santa black? A Peterborough man is offering $25,000 to the first person who can find him a job. The man is also offering $10 million to anyone who can teach him how to be good with money. Several Winnipeg bars have begun removing coin-operated breathalyzers from their establishments after it was discovered the funds raised by the machines may not be going to the charities originally advertised. Winnipeggers are just going to have to go back to finding out if they are too drunk to drive the traditional way by stacking empty pint glasses on the dashboard of their car. Yeah. Mayim Bielik, best known as TV's Blossom, has filed for divorce from her husband of 9 years. Our hearts go out to Miss Bielik, and we wish her all the best in her time of sadness and personal struggle. In related news, Joey Lawrence, best known as Joey from TV's Blossom, has recently starred in the made-for-TV movie Android Apocalypse. Our hearts go out to Mr. Lawrence, and we wish him all the best in his personal time of sadness and struggle. Justin Bieber was awarded the Jubilee Medal this week in recognition of his achievements abroad. The teen pop sensation accepted the award after taking a 15-minute break from painting a room. Santa Claus Parade's float winners were announced this week, with first place going to Springs Church for their Grinch float. Last place went to the Jehovah's Witness float, which didn't even show up. 60-year-old Winnipeg Mayor Sam Cates and his 30-year-old wife Leah have announced the arrival of their first child on Sunday. As with all babies, Aiden Cates splits his physical attributes between his two parents and was born 45 years old. And that's the news, everybody. Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break, but before we do, it's time to find out how much we care about you.
Hi, I'm Chad Anderson from The Week Thus Far, reminding you to always vote.
Chad, there's no election right now.
What about America?
Well, we're Canadians, so we can't, and that's also over.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Tyler Penner from The Week Thus Far. Fuck Oprah and fuck your steady stream of lasagnas.
Hi, I'm John Wilson from The Week Thus Far. If you ever have trouble picking up ladies, make sure to always lift with your legs. Like that.
Hi there, this is Tim Gray and
Chad Anderson,
from The Week Thus Far.
here to tell you
It's okay.
to be close bro friends.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, well, we won't judge you.
Hi, I'm Tyler Penner from The Week Thus Far. Now, as every Winnipegger knows, it can be a pretty depressing place here come winter time. Oh, baby, it's so sad. Get over it.
Dan Huen of The Week Thus Far here. Just wanted to let you at home know that while you're sitting in your comfortable couch, somewhere outside in a public sports field, there's an old ball coach without a team, sitting there riding the pine all by himself, eating day-old pumpkin pie that he found. You just sitting there, drink in your hand. Maybe you should pick up the phone and adopt an old ball coach. Lasagna.
Deer and Almond, listed as one of the best new restaurants in Canada 2012. Bistro-style tapas, wine, lunch, or dinner. 85 Princess Street in the heart of the Exchange.
Yeah! Yeah! Welcome back, everybody. Thank you once again. We have a very awesome guest for you this evening, don't we, Chad?
We sure do, Dan.
We have, thank you,
I'm
very
excited.
enthusiastic.
Yeah.
I can tell. Look at that grin. Anyways, our guest this evening is a writer for the Winnipeg Free Press. He's also, as it turns out, a very funny man himself. Please give it up for Brad Oswald.
Good to be here.
Yeah. How you doing, Brad?
I'm excited.
I'm gonna tell you that handshake's like a vice grip.
Yeah, I've been working out.
I gotta get some tendon work done after we met earlier.
How's that pillow? Is that all right? You want me to adjust it?
I'm sure aesthetically it's really bad, but it feels good. So I think we'll go with it.
Everything is aesthetically bad here.
Before we start, can I make one small request?
Absolutely.
It says up there on the board that I'm guest, but I'd like this to be my co-host audition.
Oh, sure. Fair enough. Well, first things first. Chad, get the hell out of here. But we'll.
I would have worn a tie. If I'd have known, I would have worn a tie.
Well, actually, why don't you
I'd
and
have bought
I?
a tie, then I would have worn a tie.
We should interview Chad.
Want to wear my tie?
No.
I had to watch a YouTube video to learn how to tie this morning for
Oh,
work,
that's
so
even worse.
How many times did you watch it?
4 or 5.
No,
Not
okay.
gonna lie.
Maybe 6 or 7 would be good. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So, Brad, you write for the Winnipeg Free Press.
I do. I'm the television critic at the Winnipeg Free Press. I watch television for a living.
That's not bad, actually.
No,
That's
I think
pretty good.
Whatever the game was, I think I won it.
Actually, Dan does that too a lot. Watches television for a living. So.
Yeah, but for Dan, I don't think the checks clear every 2 weeks like they do for me.
So yeah, the dollars, the dollars aren't trickling down in the same way.
The Simpsons on the clock, right?
Yeah.
Hockey Night in Canada, working nights.
That's perfect.
Fashion television, or as my friends like to call it, nipple vision. Towel off, file for overtime.
That's beautiful.
It's a good gig.
No, that doesn't sound bad. Have you always done it for the Free Press, or have you worked for some different establishments in your time?
No, I've actually been at the Free Press and it frightens me to say this, I've been at the Free Press for 25 years.
Very nice, very nice.
This is what they gave me. It's a beautiful watch.
Not bad.
It is, it's very nice.
Is that a Casio?
No, I was hoping. No, it's a very nice watch. Most of the time that I've been there, I would say of the 25 years, 20 and a bit probably I've written about television. So
That's pretty good, yeah, because I know that people sometimes shift around there. So my next question would be, how long have you been doing the TV thing? But
I did it for a while. When I first started there, I wrote features, and then I wrote about rock and roll for a while. I wrote about theater for a short time, and then they decided that they wanted to have like a full-time TV beat. So they said, "You look like the laziest guy here."
they line everybody up.
Yeah. And it worked out really well because, you know, they got a guy who's really interested in television, and you know, I got a job where the biggest decision of my day is, should I bother with pants?
I thought you said pets at first, and
No,
I was
pants.
like, what are you doing with pets?
Pants.
But now I understand. Perfect. So kind of taking it away from that, you won the very first Winnipeg's Funniest Person with a Day Job.
I did.
And
1958, it was me and Steinberg.
obviously Steinberg's done some
funny
pretty...
guy, but you know, he was still working on his act.
Well, it became quite an act.
It did, in fact.
And you've
yes.
parlayed yours into a TV thing, I suppose. Maybe not in the same capacity as our friend Steinberg. But
Long term, no.
On a serious note, like, what was your set about? Like, what kind of comedy did you tell?
Well, at the time, I had been dabbling in comedy a little bit. Anyway, it was something that I always wanted to do, and I went to the guys. I was writing a story about, I don't know, some comic or something, and I said to the guys at Rumors Comedy Club, I said, you know what? Let me get up on stage like next week, and I'll write a story about what it's like to go on stage for the first time. It's like, give me 10 minutes on stage, and they said, sure, you'll need 4.
Yeah.
So I think
That's
I
very
think I did
true.
about 6 minutes, and it was as anybody, like, you know, you watch the masterful Paul Rablaskis. You ask him about the first time he got up, and it's like, if it works, it's just the greatest thing, and you just can't stop. So for
It
the
went
contest,
well,
for
I
the
see.
contest at the time, I think it was like 5 minutes or 6 minutes, and I talk a little bit about the ridiculous nature of my job, and I don't know, I might have had. I think I talked about that, and like, as good as my job is, that if I ever lost the cushy gig at the Free Press, I would immediately go to Environment Canada and apply for a job there, because how tough could that be? Talk about never having to be right. And it's like, it's gonna snow. Oh, it didn't snow. Okay, well, I'm going to work again.
Did you do any other gigs after that, or did you just kind of hang the hat up?
No,
after?
I did stand up pretty regularly. I was sort of a regular host at Rumors, and you know, like, I went out on the road with Big Daddy Taz a little bit, and did
cool.
like a few. I did his big mood disorders fundraiser a couple of times. So like the coolest thing for me was when I was like a featured act in that, and I did like, I think I did about like 25 minutes at the Playhouse Theater in front of, like, you know, 1,500 people. That was like,
That's awesome.
sort of, I walked off stage and going like, oh, you know what, it feels like maybe, you know, I could actually say that I do this, you know.
Well, you know, there's a few of the guys that work on the show are regular openers at Rumors. Perhaps you should come out and do some of the open mics that we do. Get your hands dirty again, you know.
But I you know, all my jokes are about like, oh, I stay home and I listen to the radio. It's an old act.
That sounds like an old act, yeah. And the punchline was, I listened to the radio. Okay. Now, I want to ask you, because you work for the newspaper. Obviously, newspapers are going through a bit of a change right now, what with the internet news. And there's lots of people who are writing who are having a tough time finding work. How do you find, or what do you find is like the best combination for someone, perhaps you would suggest humor, to find work
Essentially,
writing for news now?
what he's asking you is, how do you still have a job at a newspaper?
Mine's
Well, you know,
pretty.
there's that whole seniority clause in the contract.
Okay, fair enough.
When I go, it's like, it's feet first. They're carrying me out.
With a check in the toes.
You know what? It's a business in transition for sure, and you know, I think that we as a newspaper are fairly innovative in the things that we're trying online. We get the news cafe downtown. We're doing a lot of pretty interesting things to try to engage readers and sort of bring people into the tent. The problem is that all these people that we're bringing into the tent these days are accessing us electronically.
Right.
And as great as it is to have that audience, you know, like the printed ads in the printed paper cost a lot of money, and nobody, not just the Winnipeg Free Press, but nobody in the newspaper world has figured out how to make like
that same money,
big money from online ads. So it's a challenging business. And you know.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they figure it out, because I mean, online news is a huge thing. But if it can't be supported, then where are we going to get it? Figure it out, people!
Figure it out. I need to know.
Well, Brad, I've had a great time. I gotta ask you though. Finally, my very last question: have you ever committed any crimes worth mentioning?
Crimes worth mentioning.
We've all got a few, Brad.
You know, I had that uncle who did that thing in Dallas in 1963. So everything else is just small potatoes at this point.
That's probably the best answer we could have asked for. Brad Oswald, thanks very much. Thanks for coming out. Winnipeg Free Press. Check them out there. We'll be right back with Greg Arcade.
For a taste of royalty, head to 120 King Street. Just look at that wood. Week Thus Far tapes at the King's Head Pub every Monday live at 8 p.m.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's time to wind down. Time to do the little wind down. I'd like to thank the King's Head Pub for having us out here every week. I'd like to thank all the writers and staff. My man Chad for coming out and co-hosting this evening. Chad, try and eat less bran.
What?
Mr. Oswald, would you like to thank
I'm really
anyone?
sorry I missed that whole fecal air part of the show, by the way.
No, you missed a good part.
You missed, yeah, it was
I'm
really,
really,
good. It was really good.
No, I'm not sorry at all. I'm sorry I missed that part of your day-to-day lives as well.
That's
Now
really good.
that's
I'm
something
actually
to be
not
sorry
sorry
about.
about that
Okay, fair enough.
I would like to thank everyone, all 7 billion people in the world, especially the old ball coach for dying. And, Craig, can I get a graphic of the old ball coach between Brad and Chad right here?
Oh, wait.
The old ball coach
We
right
should.
here?
That's a good idea.
I'll move over.
Brad and Chad and the old ball
And actually,
coach.
since tomorrow is Chad's 2-year anniversary of sobriety, maybe we could get a picture of sober Chad. Sober Chad standing next to drunk mess Chad. Could we get maybe both of them? / an old ball coach in the middle? I don't know how you make it
I used to drink a lot more too.
There we go. All right, well, let's wind this up. Our musical guest tonight is a very entertaining guy. He's actually one of the most charismatic that we've had on the show ever. He's here in season 2, sitting on my lap. Give it up for Greg Arcade.
I'm playing a couple songs off my upcoming record. Hope you dig it.
Got to get on my way, and I'll be back again someday. Ask you when, no, I don't know, but for now I've got to go. 'Cause baby, I'm leaving home. Baby, I'm leaving home. Baby, I'm leaving home. Baby, I'm leaving home. I want bright lights, I want big skies. My name up on that marquee. Wanna hear 1,000 people, yeah. Feel their eyes burning to me. So when that sun rises in the morning, honey, I'll be out that door with a list of places I'm gonna go. These chains will bind me here no more. Baby, I'm leaving home. Baby, I'm leaving home. Baby, I'm leaving home. Baby, I'm leaving home.
Thank you. All right, kids, I think we got a good take on that one. So you want to...